Have you ever had a sneaking suspicion that someone harbors deep feelings for you but can't muster the courage to spill the beans? Maybe you've wondered if love could be hiding in the little things, like stolen glances or the tiniest gestures that barely catch your eye. When love is genuine, it doesn't always need a big speech to make itself known. Sometimes it shines through in quiet moments or actions that seem totally random. There's a whole universe of emotions swirling beneath the surface, and Carl Jung, one of the brightest minds we've ever known, taught that true love is an invisible thread tying people together, way beyond loud confessions or over-the-top moves. Today, we're diving into the clearest signs that someone might secretly adore you, even if they haven't fully clocked their own feelings yet. Love always leaves clues, and once you learn to spot them, you might realize there's someone close by who cares for you more than you ever imagined. First up, they unconsciously mimic you. When someone feels a powerful emotional pull toward you, they start picking up your habits without even noticing. You might catch them tossing out phrases you use all the time, moving in a way that mirrors your style, or even tweaking their tastes to line up with yours, like suddenly digging the same music or food you're into. This thing called mirroring isn't just a quirk, it's an instinctive hint of affection and attraction baked into how our brains work. The human mind naturally copies the body language and quirks of people we're drawn to, almost like an emotional magnet pulling us closer. If you see someone acting more like you, it's not just a fluke, they're soaking up your vibe more than they probably realize. And it's not only about gestures or speech, it shows up in subtler ways too. Maybe they start jamming to your favorite tunes, getting hooked on the same movies, or even syncing their daily rhythm to yours without meaning to. This isn't mindless copying, it's a sign of deep trust and a craving to bond more tightly with you. Mirroring builds a cozy sense of connection, making you both feel in tune, like you're vibing on the same wavelength. Second, they pull away at the weirdest times. It might sound backward, but people nursing a secret crush often act distant right when you'd expect them to lean in. They might dodge you in a group, switch topics if feelings come up, or get awkward when someone else shows interest in you. It happens because their emotions are so intense they're scared of being found out, or of you not feeling the same way back. Big feelings can be overwhelming, especially if they're not ready to lay it all out there, so this pulling back is like a shield they throw up. They're terrified of losing control or letting their heart show too much. But here's the kicker, the harder they try to hide it, the more their hot and cold behavior gives them away. Third, they tease you in a quirky, playful way. Bottled up emotions sometimes sneak out in surprising forms, like cheeky jokes, little pranks, or what looks like offhand silliness. If someone's always finding a reason to poke fun at you or toss out a light-hearted jab, it's not just their personality shining through. Deep down, they might be reaching out, craving contact with you without tipping their hand. This is super common when someone's smitten but can't say it outright. Their urge to connect is so strong it spills out in these almost kid-like antics. It's their way of staying close without making their feelings glaringly obvious. You might notice they goof around with you more than anyone else, always hunting for chances to spark a funny moment. That could be their sneaky way of showing they're into you, even if they're not ready to admit it to themselves. Fourth, they remember stuff you've totally forgotten. One of the strongest hints of hidden love is when someone recalls tiny details from your shared past, like a random book, song, or movie you mentioned ages ago. Maybe you casually brought up something once, and months later, they bring it back up like it's no big deal. That kind of attention screams that your words matter to them in a special way. Every little thing you say sticks with them because you're on their mind more than you know. This isn't just about having a sharp memory. It's a genuine fascination that makes every little thing tied to you stick in their mind. Beyond just recalling facts, these people find ways to use that info to brighten your day. Out of the blue, they might play a song you love, drop a line from a movie you're into, or show up with something you once casually said you enjoyed. That's no coincidence. It's a heartfelt sign of affection, a quiet way of letting you know you matter to them. Sometimes, they even hold on to moments you didn't think twice about but that struck a chord with them. Picture this, they bring up a childhood dream you shared ages ago, mention your go-to ice cream flavor, or talk about a place you've always wanted to visit. When someone circles back to those details in conversation, It's a glaring clue they keep revisiting you in their thoughts. That kind of focus goes way beyond a friendly nod. It's a signal they're emotionally hooked, even if they're not shouting it from the rooftops. 5th, they sneak looks at you when they think you're not paying attention. One of the biggest giveaways of secret love is the way they watch you. Those quick, sideways glances when they figure you're too busy to notice. If someone's eyes linger on you while you're chatting with others, lost in thought, or just distracted, it's their attempt to soak in every detail of who you are without giving themselves away. Hidden affection often shows up in this urge to observe. It's not a casual peek but a gaze packed with feeling and attachment, almost magnetic. For those quietly smitten with you, words aren't necessary. Their eyes spill more than their voice ever would. These looks might last just a split second, but if you're sharp, you'll catch them. Sometimes, when you turn their way, they'll jerk their head aside, pretending to be caught up in something else, scrambling to mask what they're really feeling. What's wild is how this pops up most in crowded settings. When people are all around, yet you're the one pulling their focus. They might track how you react to a joke, watch how you carry yourself in the group, or just gaze at you with a faint smile, savoring the simple fact that you're there. If you keep catching someone's eyes locking onto you more than feels random, especially if they look away flustered or grin to themselves, chances are they're nursing feelings that go deeper than just buddies. 6th, they listen to you way more intently than they need to. Really hearing someone is a skill, and those secretly in love with you have it down to an art. While most people listen just enough to toss back a reply, someone with real feelings tunes in on a whole different level. They pick up the little shifts in your tone, catch what you leave unsaid, and hold on to details you might not even remember sharing. This person can sense when your smile's hiding something heavy or when you're unsettled, even if you don't spell it out. Their attention's never half-hearted because every word you say carries weight for them. You might notice they don't just hear you, they dive into what you're saying, asking follow-up questions, recalling bits from old chats, and circling back later to show your thoughts stick with them. Plus, they've got a knack for spotting when something's off, even if you're trying to play it cool. Maybe it's a slight waver in your voice, a pause that hangs too long, or a shift in how you sound, they'll clock it. That gut-level understanding comes from more than just listening. It's a sign they're genuinely invested in you. 7th, they act different around you compared to everyone else. A shift in how someone behaves is a dead giveaway of big feelings. If they're usually loud and chatty with others but get quiet and careful with you, or flip it and turn extra warm and lively just for you, it's a strong hint they're caught up in something deeper. They might breeze through talks with everyone else but pick their words like gold with you, worried about slipping up. Or maybe they scan the room for you, only to look away fast when your eyes meet, trying to play off the spark they're feeling. These changes can show up in small ways too, like them being extra thoughtful, noticing what you need before anyone else does, or finding ways to hover nearby without making it obvious. It's not random, it's their heart nudging them closer to you, even if they're keeping it under wraps. 8th, they look out for you in subtle ways. True love doesn't need a megaphone to announce itself. It shows up in the quiet, everyday things. People who secretly care about you often tend to your needs without making a fuss, like checking if you've eaten, picking up on your exhaustion before you even mention it, or stepping in to help without being asked. These small, almost invisible acts are some of the purest expressions of affection out there. They're not trying to wow you with grand gestures. Instead, they gently keep an eye on you, making sure you're okay in their own understated way. That care might pop up in simple but meaningful moments, like sliding a chair your way as you sit down, offering their jacket when it's chilly, nudging you about an important meeting, or handing you a coffee just how you like it. Sometimes, it's all about how tuned in they are to how you're feeling. They're the first to notice if you're down or wiped out, even when you're putting on a brave face. They might not pry with a bunch of questions, but they'll find a way to lift you up, maybe with a kind word, a little gesture, or just by sticking close by. What's special is that they don't fish for thanks or expect anything back. They do it from the heart because your well-being genuinely matters to them. When love's real, it doesn't always need a big speech. Sometimes it's tucked away in the details, in the looks and actions that say more than 1,000 declarations ever could. So, have you ever spotted signs like these in someone's behavior? Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you've noticed. Maybe there's someone out there who cares for you more than you realize. Thanks so much for watching.